Hello, good morning, everybody. Please, can we be seated? We welcome everyone to this grand occasion of the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition inauguration event. A round of applause for people that have organized this. At this austere times and where our country is experiencing a lot of issues. On behalf of the organizers, we humbly welcome everyone to this great event, the 30th of October, 2024. Once again, I say thank you, but quickly before we commence, I want to call on Mr. Razak, a security detail of the Marriott Hotel, to please give us some security incentives here. Mr. Razak, please. Round of applause for Mr. Razak. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marriott Hotel Pleasure. My name is Abdul Razak, Assistant Loss Prevention Officer. I want to assure you Marriott has put in place world-class facilities to ensure your safety during the course of the event. So we are not going to have a fire drill today, so when you hear the alarm sound, you know it's a security issue. All the doors in here are emergency exits. We just need to stay calm and walk briskly out of the door. And I want to assure you our emergency response team will be available to readily lead you to the muster point, which happens to be at the main gate. And peradventure you find yourself in any of our floors, please do not make use of the elevator. We have staircases A, B, C. You just take that and I can assure you they all lead to the emergency muster point. And then in case of emergency, we are not praying for that. We are praying for safety and clear. So we have Duchess International Hotel that is very, very close by here, but I'm afraid to tell you the bill is on you. So, and then when nature calls, we have two conveniences. One is when we are live from the car park lift, and there's one very close by here, so you don't need to go that far. And here we have a slogan, see something, say something. If you see something that you find unusual, that you're not comfortable with, please just walk up to us and we'll do the needful. And in case you have any other security issues, I want you to please take this number down. I'll call it out for you, 0908 990 0874. I'll call it again, 0908 999 0874. If you have any security issues. And please, I'm happy you all have your tag on. You need to be safe for me if I say we should accost anybody that is not putting on his tag. Because it's a public place and we don't know you, a familiar with each other, we don't know all the participants there. So please, when you are leaving the hall, please make sure you take care of your phones, your bags. Don't leave them unattended to, you know, and only other tech devices. Because like I said, we don't know who is here. We don't know, some persons might come in here with other intentions. So please do take care of your personal effects. Do you have any questions? Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, I just mentioned we have a convenience. One is very close by when you come out from here, and one when you're coming from the car park. When you are live from the lift, there's one by the elevator side. Once again, my name is Funjo Adams, and this morning I warmly welcome you to the Nigerian Soya Stakeholders Coalition inauguration event. Quickly, we'll rise up for the national anthem because everything here is based on time. Precept by precept, we'll be ascending. And we all rise up for our great country's national anthem. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own native land. Those tyrants shall make heaven, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians bold and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that
truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honor, and this becomes and change. And unto our children, a banner we shall sing. O God of all creation, that is our wandering first, help us to build our nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, thy kingdom may be blessed.
God bless our dear country, Nigeria. I want to call on Mr. Folusho Alabi. So please give us an incentive here. Mr. Folusho Alabi, please come to the podium.
A very great morning to everyone in the hall this morning. My name is Folusho Alabi. I'm the country team lead for United States Soya Export Council in Nigeria and Sub-Saharan Africa. I'm very most glad to welcome all of us to this event this morning. Today, this is an event in which we are making history, another history in Nigeria. And I'm very glad that I'm part of this history making. So also everyone that is sitting before me today, that you are part of this history making event. I want to welcome everybody for coming here, for honoring this call, which is the inauguration of the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Association. It calls for surprise to ask the question, why inauguration, or why the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition in the first instance? And I know that in the course of this event, we are going to be making dialogues, discussions that is going to do justice to answer this question. Our country is a very big country. Our country is a very pivotal country in a continent called Africa. There is a saying that says that Africa goes as Nigeria goes. And if that be the case, which I believe is the case, then there are a lot of things that we need to get right as Nigeria so that we can get Africa right. So on this note, one of the things that we believe that should be done in this country is to get nutrition and food security right in this country, so that we can also get it right in Africa. And part of what we are doing today is a call to action to make sure that we are able to do that right away. Before I go ahead to the remaining parts of my message this morning, sorry, it's not a presentation, I want to bring greetings from the family of USEC US Soy, starting from Jim Sauter, who is the Global Chief Executive Officer of USEC, is residing in the US. Also, I want to bring greetings from our Regional Director, Kevin Repe, is the Regional Director for the South Asia and Sub-Saharan African region. All these men I've mentioned now are solidly behind the event that we are having today. We have a strong belief in USAID and US Soy family that food and nutrition must be secured for everyone. And part of what we are doing today is in line with that narrative. 2019, USAID came into Nigeria and started collaborating with Nigeria. I'm talking about soya, talking about how we can revolutionize nutrition, food security through soy. Before then, we have another global sister organization called WISH, which is the World Initiative for Soil and Human Health, as we hear before USEC, and coming with very same agenda to make sure that Nigeria, Africa, is revolutionized when it comes to nutrition. However, all the efforts from there to now, we have achieved some grants. However, we have many grants to cover. Just some days ago, some of us would have seen in the newspaper that right now we have about 51% malnutrition in the northern part of Nigeria. Well, however the data comes, one thing we know, even if we don't go with data, is that we see things. We see malnourished children everywhere. We see children that are not able to live up to their expectations because of poor nutrition, or what we call the malnutrition. And this is part of things that we are sitting here today, we want to put our hands together, put our minds together to be able to address. We want to be able to address the shortage in supply of protein. We want to be able to promote consumption of protein. We want to be able to to have children with better brains, as one of my doctors here will say. I want to be able to build adults that will live to their full productivity, so that everybody, we can live to our full potential, and Nigeria as a country can live to its full potential. Many a times, when we go to different fora, we hear the figures, the numbers about Nigeria, and we all here in Nigeria is a great country. We believe there is a potential that has not been released. We believe there is a potential that has not been fulfilled. We want to make sure that we fulfill that potential in every area. We want to be able to prioritize security, not just security of lives and property by way of defense ministry and police. We want to be able to secure food. We want to be able to secure nutrition. And this inauguration or this coalition we are having today is having that as one of its agenda. We call it a coalition. Coalition, I will simply say, plus collaboration, plus collaboration, plus collaboration, minus competition, minus competition, minus competition. We want to put together. We want to push together. We want to achieve together. And that is why we are here. We must tackle malnutrition. We must tackle hunger. I'm a zero hunger person, and I like to address this topic everywhere I go. Light in the tunnel, that is what we want to protect. Light after the tunnel is a low-hanging fruit. We all know that. When you get out of the tunnel, you will see light. We are looking at how can we put the light in the tunnel. We want to be able to put the light in the tunnel. When we come out of the tunnel, yes, there will be light. And me, you, and everyone, all other colleagues in some other places, we are going to work together to put light in the tunnel of nutrition in Nigeria via this coalition. Thank you so much. This is my brief for now. As we continue in this event, you are going to hear more and more about this event and about this vision. Thank you, Robert.
In the house here, we have the Deputy Director from the newly created Ministry of Livestock, representing the PS, the Dr. Mrs. Chinwe. We have in our midst a Deputy Director in the person of Dr. Modupe Hambodu. She is the Deputy Director of Livestock of the newly formed Livestock Ministry. A round of applause for Dr. Modupe Hambodu. You are most welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Dupe Harmony, representing the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, Dr. Chinyere Apujobi. She would have loved to be here, but she had to potentially travel somewhere. So I bring you warm greetings from her, and I would like to read her speech. Federal Ministry of Livestock Development commends the United States Soybean Exports Council for this laudable initiative, the inauguration of Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition. Soybean is a highly versatile grain with a high protein content of 40 to 50%, rich in essential amino acids. It has about 375 applications in the formulation of both human and animal food and other industrial uses. The demand for soy-based products in Nigeria, especially among commercial users in the food, paint, pharmaceutical, and confectionery industries is, of course, expected to be substantial. These industries utilize soybean in various forms, being meal, cake, and oil. The cake and meal serves as livestock feed components, while the oil is consumed locally and used in the manufacture of skin, lotions, margarine, and infant foods. Nigeria is the second largest African producer of soybean after South Africa, although soybean is mostly grown in the northern parts of the country because of its subhumid, semi-arid savanna agroecology due to its peculiar soils with low nitrogen and phosphorus. The prevailing insecurity challenges as well as conflicts between pastoralists and farmers have led to increase in soybean production in other parts of the country, which is not enough to meet up the demand of the country. Also, majority of the farmers are smallholder farms with an average farm sizes of 1.5 hectare and yield mostly less than 1.0 million tons per hectare. According to a study by Aremu, Nigeria does approximately 25% of the country's national demand of 2.7 million tons. The deficit is met through imports from major global producers like the USA. The new ministry, Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, tasked with boosting livestock productivity to enhance food and nutritional security, is working on developing a framework for effective management of conflicts between herders and farmers. This will increase our soybean production level as farmers in different parts of the country will soon return to cultivation of crops. Also, another major task of the ministry is to ensure adequate supply of forage, pasture, and grains for animal feeds, which has been identified as major constraints across livestock production enterprises. It is therefore with great joy that the ministry welcomes the idea of the inauguration of Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition in Nigeria, an initiative geared towards supporting the government of Nigeria in addressing food and nutritional security. This intervention will improve Nigeria's soybean value chain in Nigeria, especially with regards to increasing production and ensuring the quality products that are produced meet up with the country's demand. It will also support local efforts to increase Nigerians' access to healthy and nutritional feed. The Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, therefore, will continue to support this initiative and looks forward to regular engagements with the coalition. At this junction, I hereby wish you a successful and fruitful event. God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Dr. Modupe Hambulu. We appreciate you from coming all the way from Abuja. Round of applause for Dr. Modupe Hambulu. I want to recognize everyone here, most especially, before we continue with the goodwill messages. I want to recognize Dr. Ayola Oduto for now. Round of applause for Dr. Ayola Oduto. He is the present president, Feed Industry Practitioners Association of Nigeria, FIPA. In the house also we have Chief Sunday Ezeobiora, the President, Boat Association of Nigeria. A round of applause for Chief Sunday Ezeobiora. And also we have Professor Wasiu Afolabi, the President, Nutrition Society of Nigeria. Take this on his way. And also we have Pa Ayodele Uwala, the President, Nigeria Soybean Association. You are most welcome, sir. And also we also have our lady Dr. Tola Johnson, the MD Catalyst Gold Limited. And also we also have Dr. Raymond Isidilaso, the President, Animal Association of Nigeria. You are most welcome, sir. I want to recognize everyone here. Everyone you are very important here. All the MDs, captain of industries, industrialists that are among us here. We say welcome to this grand occasion, the Grand Commission of the Soya Coalition. Once again, we say thank you. I would like to call on Mr. Folusho Alabi again to come on board. Maybe you can call it Folusho Adams. You are also correct. Round of applause for Folusho Alabi, please.
All right, I'm glad to be here again. Thank you so much, Folusho Adams. Okay, yes, next on the agenda we have the goodwill messages. We have partners, collaborators in the industry associations recognized, identified with the project, with the vision of the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition. And we'd like to call on each one of them as they present their goodwill message to this audience. Thank you, Folusho, for your good work so far. Again, I want to recognize everyone. We are here. A round of applause together for yourself for being here. Yes, I want to mention especially Professor Udo Albert is not here. That is the Registrar for the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science, and is ably represented by Dr. Fola Adebayo. Dr. Adebayo, thank you so much. All right, so we go to the goodwill messages. My good friend, Shofela Shokolabi, is a consultant for WISH in Nigeria. Are you here? All right. Okay, I think he's still on the way. I would like to call upon the National President of Co-Coalition of Nigeria, that is person of Chief Sunday Ezebiora, for his goodwill message. Chief, thank you so much.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. My name is Ichie Sunday Ezeobiora. I'm the National President of the Association of Nigeria. I'm here to deliver a good message from PAN. The livestock in Nigeria is an integral part of agriculture and very vital to the economic development of the country, contributing about 3 to 4% of gross domestic product, GDP. and 15% to the agricultural value chain in Nigeria. The industry plays an important role in providing employment and income generation. Over 72 million households are responsible for the eggs, meats, and meat consumed in Nigeria, despite all the challenges the livestock sector faced in Nigeria. We are still growing, and with the continuous partnership with the sector in Nigeria, the livestock in Nigeria will meet up the country proteins requirements by 2050. I stand strongly to believe that the future of the livestock sector in Nigeria lies in our hands, as we need to be prepared to serve as the real catalyst for the development of the sector. It should be worrisome for us as stakeholders in this great industry to wait for an outside organization to come for dialogue on soybean that is very critical for the development of livestock in Nigeria than ourselves, realizing our weakness. On the above note, I sincerely wish to thank and congratulate the SEC and wish her and all of us successful and fruitful deliberations at this meeting. Thank you, and remember this. This is my abridged version of the entire ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, Poultry Association of Nigeria, Chief Executive. In our midst, an industrialist, a fine gentleman, a key player in the industry, a man that knows so much, a man I'm proud of. I want to call on Dr. Ayola Oduto for his good listening. Dr. Oduto, please. Round of applause for Dr. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Dear distinguished stakeholders, please accept my best regards as we celebrate the financial launch of the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition. The coalition is proof of a successful outcome of great efforts towards building a robust and sustainable soybean sector that will surely lead to the ultimate improvement of food security and addressing overall important protein malnutrition challenges. It's here already, so I'm wondering if it will not be repetitious, but really what everybody can read themselves. So while you read it, maybe I should just talk over it and make it a bit more interesting, actually. I think today is a very important milestone in the evolution of soybeans in Nigeria, because it has become very clear that our industry depends on it. In the days when we started working here, we had options. We had cotton seed, we had soybeans, we had groundnut cake, and we had a few other substitutes that we make animal feed. Now, it's all about soybeans. Therefore, I think it is quite a very important event for us to launch a coalition that would work towards
getting soybeans to move from where it currently is to where we want it to be. Self-sufficiency in soybeans, and by self-sufficiency I mean through various sources, local and international. What is most critical is that as soon as we want soybeans, we will get soybeans and we'll get it at the price that is reasonable. So I'll go to the last one. I hope I have not confused the technology. I apologize, I'm trying to make it as so the stakes are large. It is the fact that as many as 37% of children under age 5 in Nigeria experience stunted growth due primarily to lack of adequate continuity. Additionally, over 50% of Nigerians fail to get the recommended daily allowance of protein. These protein deficiencies are different contributors to malnutrition, impaired cognitive development, health complications, and reduced productivity. This complication of the soybean supply chain will go a long way towards ensuring that these trends are reversed in the effort of driving towards having a healthier and resilient Nigeria. Last week I was in Abuja for the creation, stakeholders forum towards the creation of the Ministry of Livestock. It was quite interesting because the gentleman that was selected as the minister was supposed to attend that stakeholders forum like the rest of us. So all stand at the stadium there waiting to get on the bus. But one thing that I noticed that is very important, which I think is a critical success factor towards his potential success in that ministry, was his humility. In spite of the fact that he had been selected as minister the day before, and we all knew that, he still came and joined all of us on the same bus that took us to the villa, and he sat among the rest of the invited guests. Now I think the critical success factor towards success in livestock production or agriculture is humility, and he showed that humility then. Also, he has made money and he has lost money in this industry. That is also very helpful because you get to understand the problems, much better. And I think we look forward to him playing a very, very important role in the evolution of the livestock industry going forward. Can we go to the last page? So please allow me to hail the leadership of this coalition, held by my very, very distinguished big brother, elder leader, Dr. Joe Dada. For such a vision and commitment towards this cause, and to request that all relevant stakeholders give it all the support it deserves. This coalition promises to be a very strong driver of sustainable development, as indeed the impact will not only be felt in agriculture, but also in improved nutrition around the country. Let me once again extend my congratulations and appreciation for the selfless commitment to this noble cause. I'd like to close by saying that this year is probably going to be a year where we would have the largest quantity of soya beans being taken out of Nigeria. Huge orders around the country for companies that are going to export. What that means is that we are probably not going to have enough soya to be able to produce animal feed. That underscores the great importance of what we're trying to do here today. We must find a solution because we cannot afford to face challenges in 2025 similar to the challenges we have and are still facing in 2024 in poultry industry. Thank you very much.
Once again, a round of applause for Dr. Ayola Ogunto. He's spoken so much and they are highly rated. Ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to invite him here, a veteran in the Soya war, in the person of Pa Ayodele Wala. He's the president of the Nigeria Soybean Association. Pa Wala, round of applause for Pa Wala. We appreciate you for coming. You're most welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ayodele Christopher Wala, the National President of the Nigerian Soybean Association. The association was registered with Corporate Affairs Commission in 1992. Then, I was a research officer with the National Civil Research Institute. We started working on soya bean then. I was the only one giving the mandate to improve on the varieties we have. We had only one variety that we call it Congo yellow that will not inoculate, and the yield was almost 400 kg per hectare. But right now, with the collaboration with IITA, we have developed so many varieties that can be proud of, such as the TBX 1951-3F, TBX 53602B, TBX 1448-3E, TBX 904-6F. These are the varieties that I believe would be suitable for the country. We've tested it. I wish to say particularly that the varieties are doing well. In Southwest, we are getting 2.5 tons per hectare, not 1 ton. In those days, we were getting about 5 to 1 ton per hectare. But with the latest technology developed by IIT, with the use of technology, Lodumax, we are getting at least 2 tons. And most of these varieties are suitable for oil and milk. Particularly in Malaysia, they are demanding for a particular variety which we have developed. This is 1448 3E. I'm happy the livestock reform in which I'm a member is coming up. There is this particular variety, the TGX 1904-6F, that has a lot of biomass, which we arm the farmers to reserve for feeding the animals during the off-season. We have done a lot. There are a lot of demands for Nigerian soybean because they consider Nigerian soybean as a non-genetic modified variety. They consider this as organic, and that's why the demand is very high. It's unfortunate that we have not gotten enough patronage in supporting the Nigerian Soybean Association. Thank God, the Soybean Excellence Center came up in 2018 And then the yield was almost about 1.2 tons. But they are coming up with the technology and the training of the youth. We have started achieving yields up to 2.2, 2.5 tons. And I believe the representative of the minister is here also to note that the youth soil have been supporting the agronomy aspect of soya. We can't be here if there's no soya beans. The key point here is to strengthen the production of soybean in the country. It's unfortunate the sponsors of the youth soil are supporting more on the processing and utilization rather than the production. I believe if we have more production, there will be utilization. And I'm putting this across to my big organ, Dr. Mike Davis, that there should be support, little support for the agronomy. They have done a lot to Nigerian Soybean Association. We have trained more of our youths. There's one of the pharmacists in Niger State that came for this training. And immediately he got back, he opened up 200 hectares of soya beans. And this also encourages us to develop more varieties for landscape production. For your information, we have developed IIT, NCRI, and Nigerian Soya Association have developed about 3 new varieties which could be combined harvested. These are varieties that are tall, are not logging, and the first pod is almost about 12 inches above ground. With this innovation, I believe the Nigerian Soya Association is forthcoming up, and we know that with the support of the people here, in fact, I've seen a lot of dignitaries which have not seen for the past 10 years. I'm seeing them today. I believe with your support, the Nigerian Soya Association will be able to move the soya bean up. But the plus is the production level has increased. My record is saying about 1.6 million metric tons. IIT is saying 1.3 million metric tons. The ministry is saying 2.7 million metric tons. How are we sure we are giving the correct data? I'm putting it across to Madam, let me tell the minister, please, we want data from the right ministry so that we know exactly what we are producing. And the problem also that we have is that most of the soya bean in the country are being exported. But I wouldn't say much on this because the price of soya bean now is high. And I believe there will be less exportation, but it's affecting our industries. And I believe that with the support of the people around, the sky is the ultimate for Nigerian Soya Association. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Uwala, Christopher Ayodele. Yeah, I want to call on Dr. Tola Johnson for a good message on this occasion. Madam Edilane.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very brilliant idea. I remember, I think 2 years ago, when we were at the CEO Summit, and we were talking about the soy agenda. And then last year, Dr. this year, Dr. Dada really emphasized on it, and I was so excited that, wow, it's thinking my mind, because I think Dr. David can actually confirm this, that we started the talk about soy agenda last year. Thank God today we're starting this, and I believe this is just the beginning of great things that will come out of this coalition. Like Felicia said, this coalition is not about competition, no. Until we begin to collaborate together, The challenges of this industry will continue if we decide to just do it, I'm just on my own. But when we decide to collaborate and put all our resources together, all our forces, make it cohesive, that's when we can begin to see the kind of results. What results do we really want to see? The major challenge is availability of raw material, capacity utilization, availability. How can we ensure that as and as when we need soya, it is available? How can we ensure that? That is basically what this coalition is all about. So please, when you are being called upon, let us collaborate. Let us not look at it that, oh, my company is different from your company. Let us look at the focus of what the coalition is about. That's why it is a coalition. Let's look at it and let's decide that today we're putting all our differences behind us and we're collaborating to ensure you bring in your idea. If we need to bring in, there's no big deal about saying for now, to mitigate the immediate challenges. If we need to bring in soya, please don't let us look at it that, oh, it is imported. No. Some people may say, oh, she advocates imports all the time. No, I'm also a soybean farmer. So I advocate local production, but when we cannot do it, please, don't let's look at imports as something we shouldn't do at all. Let us solve the immediate problem first, and then begin to plan how we can maximize all the potentials that Baba Iwela just talked about, all the improvements with respect to soybean varieties available in the country, how industry will also support soybean farmers with whatever the resources that they require, backward integration. Let's begin to look back, let's think backward, let's look at how we can support the farmers. The industry is more structured than what the farmers are doing. Let the industry come together and say, you know what, the cooperatives in this my location, let's work with them. You are better informed. And the information we have, like my mantra, knowledge is power. The knowledge that we have, a lot of the farmers don't have it. Let's see how we can ensure that they get the appropriate knowledge so that the right production practices can be put in place to help increase the yield. Please, let us look at this coalition as something that we are doing together and not one person doing things on their own. It is not an individualistic thing anymore. It is now a collaboration. And I trust God that all of us here, we are taking that joint decision, and whenever we are called upon, we will do the needful. Thank you very much, Yusef, for ensuring that this becomes a reality. We appreciate all your efforts. We don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Madam Dr. Tola Johnson, for those words of encouragement. Yes, it's the next item on the agenda is a very important one. We have been talking about the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition, and now we want to unravel what it is, what are the agenda of this coalition. What does it stand for? What does this this coalition wants to achieve? What do they want to do? How do they want to do it? And there is no person that is better to do that than the chairman of this coalition. And please join me in welcoming to the podium the chairman of the coalition, Dr. Joe Ibrahim Dada. Sir, you are welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Folusha. Again, standing on the established protocol, I'd like to say a big good morning and welcome to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Now, the goodwill messages have unraveled already the reasons why this coalition is coming together. I have a small presentation, if it can be projected. I won't take your time. Starting with data. Ayodele Wala talked about data, and that's very important. We have a lot of numbers flying around. Can we go to that presentation? Is it on the screen? Okay. You find that this data keeps changing every minute. In fact, when you look at the numbers, we can't but say that there is need. There is need for consistency. But the truth is, Nigeria is a country with unending potential, if I put it that way. And looking at where we are and where we are going, we need to put our acts together. We need to put our acts together. Like I said, some of these numbers have changed, but the good thing is that Nigeria has so much to offer, particularly the new agenda that Africa is pushing also, the African Free Continental Trade Agreement. It talks about Nigeria being at the center point of supporting growth within and outside Africa. And that's why it is time to put our acts on the table and get things moving. I'll quickly share with us what our agenda is in this coalition. Next slide. Very well said, as you have heard. So many stakeholders are in this room. But the truth is, having come this far over the years, we're talking of, like Papa Wala said, Dr. Tola Johnson, Dr. Dutton, my chief Obiora, we've been working. We'll be working assiduously in our own various groups. But the truth is, there is no gravitas yet. We have power to do more. That's what synergy brings. Where 1 + 1 is not just 2, but 1 + 1 can be a million. And that is what we aim to do. Let me just quickly run through what I call the key priorities which constitute the agenda that this coalition will be focusing on. Let's go to the next slide. One of them is to promote the benefits. We had the representative of the PAMSEC, doctor who spoke earlier, said, so many products come out of this wonderful seed called soybean. And if we get all of these things done, one thing that we will be able to talk about is the elimination of nutrition and energy scarcity in this country. So we are here to try and pull together all the chains, all the various groups, so that we can begin to unleash the benefits that we can get from the value chain of soybean. Next, we as a coalition will be focusing on the importance of soybean as we look at the gap between demand and supply. No doubt there is a gap, and how do we fill this gap with over 200 million population? I mean, when Dr. Ayola Oduto spoke, he said 2024 was a challenge, and we better get it right so that 2025 will come with the challenges. And we have all sorts of gaps which has crippled the various utilization in the consumption of soybeans in our various industries, be it livestock, be it human food, and so on and so forth. So our agenda in the
Nigeria Soybean Shareholders Coalition is to try and bridge this gap and see how to bring about full support for the utilization of soybean across our various industries. Next slide. And with this, we'll be talking about job creation. Today, Nigeria's unemployment figures have risen astronomically. Although that is debatable, some say it's 20, some say it's 30, some say it's 40%. But here we are. We have young people. Nigeria's population is very youthful. Well over 60% are below 30 years in age. So we are concerned about job creation and security so that we can take people off the streets. We can get people fully engaged. We can get them to get their hands to work. And for us, this is one way out of this Japa syndrome that we've been talking about. So this coalition, putting its acts together, will help to improve job creation and job security, especially amongst the youth of this country. I think that's a laudable one. The next thing this coalition is looking at, we've talked about it, is protein consumption. Protein consumption. So many years back, a lot of winning formula, baby foods, had to rely on, alternatives to soybean. But today, they're struggling. If you talk to some of the major industrial confectionery producers in Nigeria, they will tell you that they are worried about protein source. So we want to ensure that there is protein security so that productivity within those food manufacturing sectors and the organizations who are actors therein are well positioned. A number of them are beginning to run into losses because they do not have substitutes, especially locally. So these are some of the things we're looking at. Let's go to the next slide. Part of the agenda for our coalition is trade policy formulation. Government will need support. In fact, government alone cannot do it. We have a lot of experts in this room and those who are not here, experts in various fields. We have veterinarians, we have food technologists, we have farmers, so all of us need to work together so that we form a chain that will support the formulation of policy and the implementation of policy. And I'm glad that the Livestock Development Ministry has taken off, and so many more things that we believe that this coalition will act as enablers to support the agenda of government. And that's the way to go. That's the way to go. And I'm glad from the rep of our PAMSEC that they are willing to work with us. And thank you so very much, Madam, for that. As I begin to round up, let's go to the next slide. At the end of the day, Folusho has mentioned it, it is all about cooperation. It is all about collaboration. One thing that we have seen in this part of the world is that people like to operate and play their own game. There's nothing wrong with you being the best at what you do, but you run faster when you collaborate. So for us, you may talk about competition, but that's not what we're looking at. We're collaborating to even compete better. Because at the end of the day, when you have all the parts of the chain, like they said, the strongest part of the chain is its weakest link. we want to eliminate all weaknesses within the chain so that every part of the chain becomes strong and solid, and therefore we get more out of what we do, and that's what synergy is all about. As I begin to round up, the synergy we are talking about in this collaboration, we believe, has come of age. It is an idea whose time has come. And I want to thank all of you for being here. We don't want it to be so much talk, but the truth is, from today going forward, we want to begin to come out to you, to share with you what we've been able to achieve. And with what we have all had this morning, the journey ahead is going to be quite interesting. I want to thank you very much on this note and to welcome you to giving your suggestions, because we are open. We are open. Please give your suggestions, give your ideas. Let's together move forward. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you for being part of this inauguration of the Nigeria Soybean Stakeholders Coalition this morning. Thank you very much.
A round of applause once more for the chairman, Dr. Do Ibrahim Dada. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. All right, we have come to a very important moment in this event. And when you look at your agenda, you're going to see the induction of trustees and the executive team, unveiling of the coalition logo, emergence of the coalition, the storyline, the launch, declaration, and that is the height of this event, and that is where we are going right now. We have a lot of people here that's going to help in making sure that we deliver on this. We have trustees in the house. We have some members of the executive team of this association also in the house, and we have a legal person, a barrister at law. We have Barrister Yusuf Adeleke from Adeleke and Adebite and Co. Solicitors in the house, who is going to be administering the oath of office on the trustees and the executive team. So I want to invite Barrister Yusuf Adeleke to the podium to conduct this induction of the trustees and executive team. Thank you.
Good morning to us all. With all respect and humility, I want to stand on the existing protocol so that we can save much more time. My job is so simple, is to assist the executive and the board of trustees in taking their oath of office. So I will just humbly invite all the executives of the coalition and the board of trustees here present. They just come to the podium with whom we will take the oath of office just once, all of us. I think there are few papers we shared with us earlier. We just come. I don't know, otherwise, except the other, we can just. Sorry for bringing you out, but we need to do this. So please, I'll just take the simple line. I think we can give them a round of applause. Okay. Yes, please, just a quick information I was meant to understand. For executives to just, for now, we're just evolving. Felicia said something earlier that we're trying to put light inside the tunnel before we get to the end of the tunnel. So we just have the president and the secretary, executive secretary for now. And the other members are the members of the board of trustees of the coalition. So what we do is we just take the oath of office once. We all hold our paper by our right hands. So it's our oath. No, we are using that. So we just hold it, and if you look at it, I will just say 1, 2, 3. They will say I. You mention your name, your position, then read through. There are just 4 or 5 paragraphs. Are we set? 1, 2, 3, go.
Soya Coalition, who hereby solemnly promise and swear that I will conscientiously and faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties and responsibilities of my office, that I will uphold and defend the coalition's constitution and bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey and uphold the constitution and the regulations of the coalition, that I will actively participate and support all the activities and the programs of the coalition, including those that shall hereafter be adopted, that shall benefit my coalition in general and the members in particular. And that finally, I shall not do anything that will break the name of the coalition or any of its members. So help me God.
Can we put our hands together for them? God will help you. So please, we are going to do the signing. There is a place at the signing. I will first go down. So you just join me. You sign and you drop the paper with me. I will also sign and return it back to us. So I'll be the first one to go down. And please, respect. One by one. Just follow. Sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that is it. We have just done the induction of the persons and executive team of the Nigerian Soya Stakeholders Coalition. A round of applause once more. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, something very crucial again that we are doing during this session is that we have created some marketing collaterals. I want to give this coalition a solid brand identity. And we will bring that right away. I want to call on Chief Eshiet, the CEO, Managing Director of Brand Believers, to lead us in this. We want to unveil the logo of the coalition. Thank you, Chief. Chief? You want to come up? Thank you.
You have to say electronic handling consent.
All right. Okay. So I can still say yes. So, we can all just focus on the screen and want to do the unveiling of the logo. So before we go, after the logo has been unveiled, where is the saxophonist? Thank you. Yeah, can we have some music after that? Very good. Chief, are we in order? Are we together? Everybody in the house, can we please put our attention on the screen? We want to unveil this logo. Are we ready? If you are outside, you are not focusing on the logo right now. Are we ready? All right, can we go? Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to give us some interview. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, here before us is the logo of the Nigerian Soya Coalition. You can look at the color, you can see the pictures. Right in the middle here, you have the soybean, which is the center that brings everything, that brings all of us together. And you can see the color is golden, it's very agile, it's very outgoing. You can see the body, you can see that the beans is golden. You can see growth, great economy. And you can see the positioning of the leaves, showing that we are going higher. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Soya Stakeholders Coalition. All right, you begin to see some things changing in the hall right now. Some banners are being put up right now. Okay? Yes, thank you. Yeah, do we have more banners? Okay, yes, it's already here. Thank you. Another thing, where are the hostesses? We are waiting for the hostesses. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the dawn of the new era, and we are going to make sure God helping us, men helping us, make sure that this coalition achieves its aims and objectives in Nigeria. We are going to change the landscape of nutrition in Nigeria. We are going to address malnutrition in Nigeria. We are going to improve protein consumption and many activities in Nigeria, and the whole of our industry is going to get better for it. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we can read this. The embedded S represents the coalition's identity, with the soybean serving as a visual anchor that symbolizes the key resource driving the industry. The combination of text and imagery ensures that the logo remains minimalist, modern, and highly symbolic of the coalition's mission in the agro-soybean value chain. Thank you for that justification. Thank you. This design highlights the core of the coalition's work in the soybean sector while emphasizing growth and nutrition. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief. All right. Okay, thank you. We want to go to, we have a small presentation. We talked about the brand story, the storyline about this coalition, from where we are coming from and how we got to this very point. And we are going to have that production right now. Chief, are we ready for that brand storyline? Thank you.
Soybeans, a tiny seed with the potential to nourish people, power industries, and transform economies. Across the world, from Asia to the Americas, soybeans have become a vital crop, providing essential nutrients, fuel, and industrial solutions. Today, Nigeria stands at the threshold of making soybeans one of its most valuable agricultural resources. Soybeans are not just food. They are a source of energy, health, and economic growth. Globally, they are used in animal feed, ensuring high-quality protein for poultry, fish, cattle, and pets. Human food products like soy milk, tofu, and vegetable oil, contributing to better heart health and nutrition. Industrial products, including biodiesel, paints, and adhesives, reducing our reliance on petroleum-based alternatives. In Nigeria, soybeans are poised to address critical challenges. As food security becomes more important, soybeans offer a locally grown source of complete plant protein. They also help bridge the nutritional gap in animal feed industries, supporting the poultry and aquaculture sectors. But Nigeria's soybean industry faces a unique opportunity. When local production cannot meet rising demand, US soybean imports stand ready to complement supply, ensuring uninterrupted access for industries. Leading this transformation is the Nigerian Soybean Stakeholders Coalition, NSSC, with support from the US Soybean Export Council, USEC. NSSC aims to strengthen Nigeria's soybean value chain by encouraging local consumption and expanding industrial applications. It also ensures seamless market access to US soybeans when local supply falls short, securing a reliable solution for industries. Soybeans are a game changer for health. Rich in protein, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids, soy foods promote heart health and help lower cholesterol. For industries, soybean meal provides essential amino acids, powering animal growth while lowering production costs. As demand grows, Nigeria's soybean farmers and agribusinesses are positioned to benefit from expanded markets and increased revenue opportunities. The future of Nigeria's soybean industry lies in collaboration. NSSC's launch on October 30, 2024, marks the beginning of a new chapter, one where farmers, industries, and global partners join forces to create a sustainable, prosperous soybean market. Through education, investment, and commitment, Nigeria can unlock the full potential of this golden crop. Together, we can make soybeans the most sought-after crop in Nigeria. With MSSC leading the way, let's harness the power of soybeans for health, for industry, for Nigeria's future. MSSC, promoting Nigerian soybean revolution.
All right, thank you. It looks like we have a repeat of that. Round of applause again. Thank you so much. That's our story. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I just want to dot the I's and cross the T's. Henry Ford, I'm sure most of us remember Henry Ford, the great American industrialist and magnate. He was the one who made automobiles possible for me to ride and for you to ride. He came up with this transmission mechanism that changed and revolutionized the availability of automobiles all over the world. He started just as we started this morning. Therefore, he made a famous quotation when he was told, "How come you succeeded when people thought you were going to fail?" And this is what Henry Ford said. He said, "Coming together is the beginning. Staying together is progress. And working together is success." Let me repeat that. Coming together is the beginning. Staying together is progress. And working together is success. With all what we've seen and heard this morning, we believe the Nigeria Soybean Stakeholders Coalition will be successful. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, as we round up this segment of the inauguration this morning, I want to also remind everybody here that if everyone is moving forward together, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. I'm giving you 1 minute to think about that. But that's my parting shot, ladies and gentlemen. That if everyone is moving forward together, it's a white man who said that. It's not my quotation. But I have always noted that. He says, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Thank you very much. We look forward to many more celebrations as we start this journey with the Nigeria Soybean Stakeholders Association. Thank you.
Dr. Joe Dada says, coming together is a beginning. Working together is a success. A round of applause for Dr. Joe Dada. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we finish this era, we'll have a group photograph. Later on, we'll have a tea break. But before then, those that have checked in and want to leave today in the hotel rooms can quickly sign out after our group photograph so that the management will know you have left. Quickly now, we'll have a group photograph. I think there's someone that's going to arrange us now, the photographers. Day after, we'll go for a tea break. I want to thank everyone here that have come to this grand opening of the coalition. Soya Coalition is about soya, both in human and in livestock. On behalf of the chairman, the coalition group, we say thank you very much for honoring us. A round of applause for everyone that is here. Thank you very much.
available right to my left. So at the foyer, we can take our tea break and we'll be back. We're back 30 minutes after. By 11:45, we'll be back here. So we can proceed to take our tea break at the foyer. Thank you so much. We can find out to take our tea break at the foyer. And we'll be back by 11:45. Eliminate nutrition challenges that we have. We also want to promote the use of soya across industry because people think soybeans is just for livestock. No, it has over 357 uses. It's good for confectionaries, good for baby food, good for even adult food. Lowers in vegetable oil, it lowers cholesterol and all of that. So we want to promote that knowledge and make sure that we facilitate trade. We want to facilitate trade because over the years, what we have seen is that our soya beans cultivation has not been anything to write about. So this time around, we want to put it in the forefront of the agenda for the
the task that we are putting soya bean production will be really accurate.
That's the final point. It's going to take time. It's going to take time because so many things have happened over the years. So many things. One of them is the low yield per acreage because of climatic conditions. We also have farmer other clashes and the importation also, which is another level, has not taken off properly because of a lot of trade challenges and bottlenecks. So it's a long journey, but at least, like somebody said, the journey of 1,000 miles. So this is a baby step which we believe will grow and grow very quickly. So that within the next 5 to 10 years, we should be at where we should be.
Okay, sir. So how did the government come in to participate? I mean, participating with you guys to bring the soya beans?
Thank you very much. Government is supporting this because of 2 factors. One is being able to discover that there is a deficiency in protein consumption in Nigeria. That is a deficiency. We are not consuming enough protein. Remember, the government started 1 egg a day for primary school children. We've not been able to sustain it. So the government is very keen on food and nutrition, meeting food and nutrition requirements for Nigeria, which we don't do. The second reason why government is interested is from the point of view of job creation. We know that once we can start all of these things, there will be multiplier effect with respect to job creation, either for agronomy or for processing or for industrial use and so on and so forth. This has the capacity to create jobs. Remember, we have so many universities over the country in this country. We are turning out graduates. What are those graduates doing? So this is like together to the government is really interested.
So my last question is, you have any deals you have? Since we what is the next step?
The next step is to try and get data.
we need information because the data we have today is a bit, uncoordinated. And without data, you can't plan well. So the first thing is to constitute a research team that will harness all the data that we have today so that we know where to start. Because we can't manage without data.
Okay, so anything
it's the after one which I mentioned. We want to start working with after. After is the easiest one. We don't have to because Nigeria is fully on all those information. We have an office, so it's easier to work with. That's where it's because.
So in 5 years, where do you see this position this way based in the country? How do you see it envisaged in 5 years?
5 years, I see us as becoming so important in the food value chain in Nigeria. Right now, we're not there. The food value chain in Nigeria will become more relevant. Already 60% in livestock. We want it to go as high as 90%. For human nutrition, it's just about 20%. We want it to go as high as 50%. So that's why we see ourselves. Thank you very much.
Literally being made here today, and I am really, really, really excited to be part of this history. First, permit me to acknowledge and thank my good friend, Mr. Folusho Alabi. Thank you for the excellent job you do in moving this industry forward. I think you can do a better job in pushing hands together. And I also want to acknowledge somebody I've come to call my senior brother, who is also the chairman of this coalition, in the person of Dr. Dada. Please help me acknowledge. Because of time, I am going to go right into this short presentation. So you permit me to stand on the existing protocol. That way we can, but again, a very big thank you for this opportunity. Let me not fail to acknowledge the CEO of USEC, US Serving Export Council, in the person of Jim Sutter, and also the regional director, our regional director for this region, in the person of Federoki. He is based out of Dubai. So all that said, let me say half of my job up here has already been done this morning. Goodwill messages, the speeches that have been made before now have in one way or the other addressed the first part of my presentation this morning. Again, my name is Michael David. I am the center lead for the U.S. Serving Export Council's Soya Excellence Center in Nigeria and the whole of Sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you. It's such an honor for me to serve in that responsibility. And especially when I see the results that come out of it, I am overwhelmed sometimes, to say the least. So let's go to the topic I've been asked to address in the next few minutes is Nigeria's nutrition landscape and how we can mitigate malnutrition through soybeans. So we're going to have an overview of the malnutrition situation in Nigeria and the role of soybeans. Some of the things I'll cover in the next few minutes will be
the nutrition statistics, which, like I said, has been well covered. We'll have an overview of soybean as a nutritional solution to the problem we have on our hand. And the part that I'm excited to talk about this morning is the U.S. soy intervention in helping Nigeria to address the problem of malnutrition. So Nigeria faces an alarming malnutrition rate, particularly among the vulnerable populations. We are talking of children and childbearing women. And it has significant social, economic repercussions. Some of the things, if you look at this, especially the right side of this slide, it says a lot. As I thought about this topic coming up this morning, to tell you the truth, my heart is heavy for my country, Nigeria, because of these kind of statistics for a country that is so blessed with natural and human resources. We're talking about Nigeria losing as much as 15% of its GDP. All these statistics can go to the UNICEF website, WTO, World Bank side, and you see them there. 15% of our GDP allocated to malnutrition. This is unacceptable. Nigeria is ranked #1 in Africa and #2 in the world. Shall we take number of people who are malnourished? Unacceptable. So we're looking at approximately 35 million Nigerians in this group that we are talking about. Of that, 35 to 14 million stunted, 14 million, 3 million just wasted, low weight, low height, as the case might be, and 24 million people are affected. This is not acceptable. So 14 million, 14.5 million people suffer from acute food insecurity, and 25 million people suffer hunger. I say, for a country that is this blessed, we shouldn't be having these kind of statistics. But thank God we are all here. Good. So this, you have already had this morning, so I won't spend much time on this. Correct nutrition statistics reveal a pressing need for intervention, particularly in northern Nigeria, especially the northeast, northwest, I think north central is just in between there. Stunting, we're looking at 37% of children under 5, and with higher rates of wasting on the way observed. So if you were to distribute in a chart, this is what it looks like. Stunted so much, the blue underweight, and those wasting, you see them there. This, I'm like putting the cart before the horse here. What are the issues that we contend with when it comes to integrating soybeans into our daily lives, into our food patterns? What are the issues? The issues are well laid out here. There's limited awareness of what soybeans deliver. From plant sources, soybean has been identified as the best when it comes to addressing the issues related to malnutrition. So there's limited awareness and acceptance of soybeans. So localized, but if you were to go to places like Benue State, very intriguing, very interesting thing you see there. The number of meals and uses that people put soybean into because of the long history they have had with soybeans. So to them, you see some level of acceptance. But nationally, that is yet to be well appreciated. Agricultural and supply chain issues. We have had today different statistics on how much of soya is grown in Nigeria. Somebody gave us 3 from government, and it has always been like that in all of my career within the agricultural value chain. So what we are seeing here is that production in Nigeria is still very low. I'll talk a little bit about the interventions we have had in Nigeria, especially from US soya angle, at a much later time, and how that has helped at least move a little forward. So low productivity, transportation challenges are some of the issues. So limited policy support. Let me be ahead of myself. The situation we have painted here should be seen as a national emergency. If you ask me, it should be seen as a national emergency. The government at the center, the government at state level must come up with a program to address the hydra-headed problem of malnutrition. It's something we just must do as a nation. So when we begin to think of the loss to the economy, the cognitive stunted growth, it's not acceptable. Let's go. So the opportunities, like I said, how can soybean step in to be a solution? There are significant opportunities for promoting soybean through a nutrition program. Government support is required, and private sector involvement, you can't run away from that. So the key points here: nutrition, education. I'll speak a little bit about what US Soya has done over the past 4 years of its presence in Nigeria. But that would be like a clarion call to the other sectors, government of Nigeria, the private sector, to also rise to be counted in that regard. So government support and policy incentives are going to be required in moving the needle forward. And of course, you here, most of us here, private sector individuals, have to come. These food-based strategies, food-based practical implementation strategies can effectively deliver soya-based nutritional benefits to vulnerable populations. Always keep children at it's like not giving them opportunity to grow and contribute. Children that we lose under 5 years in this country is just not acceptable. So these effective food-based strategies include community nutrition program and education. We have to go into the communities and let them know. See, the sad part of malnutrition is that unless the tummy begins to shoot out, the average person cannot even tell if and when they are malnourished. Unless the bones from the cavity up here begins to shoot out, we are not able to tell. But the serious situation is that people have to be evaluated. People that go to the hospital for such evaluations when they are already on their way out dying. That's what I'm saying. She's stuck. A school feeding program School feeding programs. I have had so much, I'm going to give us some examples from the other African countries. I couldn't lay my hand on a fully, very successful school feeding program. It has to be nationalized. If possible, made a policy that goes through the National Assembly and passes out as if this is what, as a country, we want to pursue. And every day I've had so much of that. Some states in the Federation try to implement it. You know what that is going to, one every day. I'll show you one example from Kenya where a Tetra Pak meal with corn soya blend inside delivers maximum health benefits to children. I will show you that. But I think we show all, and I know it's part of the coalition's mandate to, if something we can push along that line, it will be just great. It will be just great. It will be just great. Self-education, I wish has helped a great deal, which is the World Initiative for Soya and Human Health. We're all part of the Soya family. Done a great job, especially in the early days of being in Nigeria, in helping Nigeria to do food fortification, our local food, pounded yam, and the rest of it. We'll see some success stories too in Ghana as we go ahead. These are what I call, that's why some of these examples I'm skipping Nigeria, but yet there have been efforts nationally, locally, to address the problem, but basically what we're saying, we can do better. Evidence-based success stories demonstrate the tangible impact of soybean integration in fighting malnutrition. Successful examples of soybean use in nutrition program demonstrate the effectiveness of these miracle crop, as I was called, in combating malnutrition. In Brazil, this is what is soya flour has been used to fortify bread, and I remember very, very, very well. I had the opportunity in my background to work with the United States Department of Agriculture, and doing a right at the U.S. Embassy here in Nigeria. And in one of those times, I had the opportunity of working with a director from the World Initiative, and a lot of work was done along the line of food fortification. You won't believe it, some of the gala you eat today, or sausages you eat in the street, if you do like me, some of them have protein from plant sources, not animal sources. You know, even though some coloration there give you as if you are eating meat or beef, as the case might be, what you're actually taking there is. So they did a wonderful groundwork in helping fortifying bread. You know, and so an interesting thing with adding soya flour to bread flour is that there's an economic gain to it. You know, soya absorbs more water than wheat flour. By the same token, when you put it in the oven, the amount per size of volume you get when you add soya is a lot. So why are we not having more of that? Brown your bread. This one has soya. The average Nigerian walk on the street picks just one loaf of bread, makes it one coke. But if you put soya there, you will have solved. So Brazil is doing a good job in that respect. Tetra Pak, this is an example in Kenya. It's called Porridge for Education Program. We can call it an every day for education program, or soya. And that's where industry here, if we don't have something like this, that's all power to give to these young ones. It's going to be a huge issue. But then, those manual foods you prepare, those ones will not be good if you want to go national or something like this. Just pack, little pack. And you can see what it contains. practically all the nutrients, vitamins that a child will need to grow. Looking at these children, don't they look healthy? I think they look, maybe the picture didn't bring it out very well, but they all look healthy. And the area we can import. This one is in, this is Ghana, food fortification in Ghana, school feeding programs, which is what I'm advocating here to, let's make it a national. That incorporate fortified soya products have been recorded to enhance student concentration. That's the lost part that I think of when I think of malnutrition. The loss of our human capital is very better imagined than thought of. One key thing, and I've highlighted, is corn soya blend. Corn soya blend. The area will make this readily available. If a child is 5 days to die, and you take a typical corn soya blend and put that child on it, you will see a dramatic transformation in less than a day. That is how nutritious soya blend is. And of course, our guests from the PAMSEX office told us there are well over 375 different uses. You see some of them. I probably have skipped that. So there are many uses out there for these, whether you talk of soya meal, tofu, the list is endless. The list is endless. And if you want to address the problem of malnutrition, whether from plant sources like the use of soya, or you even want to say you want to go and they offer some things, let's say fish, and you are still talking about soya. Can there be any poultry production without soya? It's going to be difficult for you to do. Can there be aquaculture production without soya? It's going to be difficult for you to do. So with this, I want to talk very briefly. This really excites me. Oftentimes people will ask you why, give us a full idea of why USAID or US soil is in Nigeria. US soil is in Nigeria to do typically what is done across the world called market development. Help Nigeria to develop its infrastructure to become a player on the global scene. And we have heard today that that comes in many ways. But to say the least, when US soil touched the ground here in 2019, it was determined. Look, if you're going to do anything in this part of the world, you should make it look at it on a long-term basis. Market development has to be futuristic in Nigeria. It's not something you develop today and you get results tomorrow. So it became something we want to see partner with Nigerians, partner with stakeholders within the Nigerian space to move the needle. And one of the areas they have identified to move that is to collaborate with Nigerians in addressing the problem of malnutrition. So there are two major programs. This is additional to the excellent work that Folusho Alabi does in this part, pulling us together in Nigeria now, a visit to you, looking at market conditions. In addition to that, we have a program that has been running in Nigeria since 2022. It's called The Right to Protein. The day we inaugurated this, somebody pulled me aside and said, you say it's right, so it's my right. I need a bag of anything, since it's my right, you as well give me. And I said, but do you know what? If we don't Christian in this way, it will just not sink in. We must come like it's a fundamental right for you to vote, yet it should be the fundament, especially of the vulnerable population, to have access to nutritious meal and food. So that's why it's named Right to Protein. So US Soil inaugurated the Right to Protein initiative in Nigeria in 2022 as an awareness campaign. People need to be aware of their nutritional status, to educate people about the importance of adequate protein consumption for better nutrition, health, and well-being. That's what we want to see. The campaign aspires to build public knowledge of the different types of protein sources to meet larger nutritional security goals. Right to Protein is supported by several like-minded individuals. I literally can mention names here. Was that last year we had right in this hall an initiative to cascade some of the ideas. And guess what? 2 companies that are represented here brought up money. I said, no, you can not do this alone. You want to be part of what you're doing. I will be money, I will be and the CEOs here. The group managing director is here, and we sincerely appreciate that gesture. And of course, the West African industries in Wasil, where's my Wasil? Oh yes, you guys also supported that initiative, and we had a grand program here where we were able to project. One thing I can tell you, I've been involved with this right from the onset, and it has had a lot of penetration within, in terms of creating awareness within Nigeria. It has had its impact. And as I speak, US Soil is in partnership with a local organization, communications organization called OGB. Did I pronounce it well? Also, it's an international communications company, and they're doing a good job. So if you're on any of the platforms, you probably have seen Right to Protein is sponsored by US Soil. And we've seen a lot of traction in helping Nigeria. The campaign is exclusively driven by US as a protein awareness campaign. Right to Protein initiative build a knowledge of different types, many, from animal, from plant sources. We don't discriminate. Don't just say because we are from a soya family, it has to be narrowed down to soya. All sources towards the nutritional goal. Right to Protein campaign also aims to encourage government. In other words, we push our government. We're doing that now. Businesses and other to prioritize protein production, distribution, and consumption across the value chain. I can go on and on about this, but permit me to gravitate to what I call my natural constituency. This is my constituency. I'm really excited about this one. So if I'm not excited about it, knock me in the head when I come down. You know what I mean? So way back to 2020, at the very onset of USEC's market development efforts in Nigeria, it was determined it is going to be a long term. Let us collaborate with Nigeria to improve the structures that drive. Let's pull our hands together. So what was done was the establishment of what you call the Sub-Saharan Africa Soya Excellence Center in Nigeria. Before I go forward, please do help me put your hands together for US Soil. The reason we are doing that is because this initiative is literally my regional director calls this the signature program in Nigeria. Having as late as a week ago, called this the signature program in Nigeria. So in 2020, US Soil developed the Soya Excellence Center program to help emerging and expansion markets like Nigeria to address these protein challenges and support a cascade of demand for soya and soya-related products by focusing on early to mid-career professionals, protein professionals. So We are looking at people in poultry production. We're working with people in aquaculture production. We have 4 tracks that are running: poultry, aquaculture, feed, swine, and of course, dairy is on its way joining this program. And these 4 also are at 3 levels of offerings. The first level is called basic program, where we select you and you come online, just online for 1 month. There is a well-structured, the curriculum is developed by world-ranked universities. For instance, our poultry and the feed tracks were developed by the Kansas State University. As you all know, that's one of the best faculties you can think of when it comes to feed and animal feed. So we have them at basic level. And when you successfully go through our basic program, we migrate you to what we call our global digital platform, where you literally have access to the best of education you can think of if you want to improve your operations. But we also will do, so that first basic, we do it online. We bring you in for a second level. This second level now is called the intermediate level. We do it also, so that first basic, we do it online. We bring you in for a second level. This second level now is called the intermediate level. We do it in person. And to execute that one, we have the IITA, that's the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, as our training partner. They've done a great job, especially when it comes to pushing the soya agenda in the country. So we are really, really very honored that they have accepted us in and work with us to deliver this workforce training and capacity building for protein value chain in emerging and developing markets, enabling these enterprises to be increased protein demand. Or you can add there and address the critical problem of malnutrition in Nigeria. I'm so honored to announce to you that between 2020, when this training program started till now, individual training programs, we're talking about almost 55 people together, 55 of them individual. And out of that 55, we've been able to train as many as approximately now 3,000. Thank you. The beauty of this program is, I tell this story everywhere I go. One of the professors we work with at the University of Ibadan, in one of the training programs, the in-person training program, I just told him, I said, you know what, tell me, I want you to tell me, just be frank with me. Is there a training program that addresses, that is of our time, within the Nigerian environment that ranks shoulder to shoulder, that somebody will say, if I don't go to this, I go to this? He took a deep breath. And finally came back. He said, you want the truth? I can't think of any. When you talk about the curriculum, what is covered, what you come to learn, practical, what addresses the immediate needs of the individuals. And when you talk about the faculty, like I said, the course material was developed by Kansas State for those two. And we also have Nigerian professionals that have been trained by Kansas State to offer the program and then when we look at the content, the way we offer them both online and in person, it is absolutely difficult to measure up to the standard of what we offer. So in conclusion, I made this presentation in June last year. It was when I sat down that I remember there was something I forgot. Anybody knows how much it costs the trainees, the fee we charge for the trainees to come for this program. I know you are keeping quiet, but just to add to it, it is free of charge offered to professional students in extension by who? US Soy. US Soy. In other words, those gentlemen that you saw that came this is just June, we call them global leaders. They're the owners of this organization. We call them the board members and all. They have these big farms you hear about, 5,000 hectares, 6,000 hectares. They, from their checkup funds, they're able to afford this and give it free to Nigerians. Of course, the US government, and of course we have representatives from the Agricultural Department of the United States Department of Agriculture, from the embassy right here with us. We are partners in progress. They also put funds into this. That way we can make it available to the African. So in conclusion, soil integration presents a viable, sustainable solution requiring multi-stakeholder commitment for a lasting impact in education, government support, private sector involvement, and by leveraging soybean as a sustainable nutritional resource, Nigeria can combat malnutrition through a collaborative effort across the various sectors, fostering a healthier future. Thank you for your time. I'm really, really appreciative of this opportunity, and I look forward, if you are here and you want to know more, of course, about the Soya Excellence Center, I brought some of my cards. And of course, my colleague, he works with me. You can stand up there. You can just give them your name. If you are just, but most of you here have heard about the Soya Excellence Center. It's something that I wake up every day and I commit myself to see that it moves forward. Why do I do so? When I hear the impact that this program is beginning to make in Nigeria, when somebody tells you, I didn't know this. Mortality rate on my farm was as much as 3-5%. But because I implemented what I learned at the day, it's now almost near 0 point whatever. When I hear somebody saying, as soon as I went through that program, my operations lighting up, I'm now from a small scale operation, I'm now a medium size, and I'm heading into becoming a big one. All those ones excite me, and it makes this program worth a lot. Thanks to the West Side. Again, a very big thank you, and have a good day. So I have my cards if you want to. Thank you.
I've not seen a man in a while so passionate about his profession. A round of applause to Dr. Michael David. As I speak, I'm also an alumni of the US Soy. The man has spoken so much on national emergency, the hydra problem of malnutrition, spoke about education, infant mortality, and above all, the school feeding program. I'm happy the Deputy Director of the Livestock Industry of the Ministry is here. And I know so many things can be done here. The man has talked about soya in terms of bread, soya in feeding school, made a comparison in Africa, talking about Kenya. That means the man has really done justice. A round of applause for Dr. Michael. So I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much. He has given us the demographic. We've seen it there, we've seen the figures. So it's time for us to learn. It's time for us to go back to our drawing board. It's time for us to say, yes, we need the soya. Not about only feeding the loop, but about nutrition. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now the panelist time, section we have. I will call on a few eminent personalities to do justice. And in discussion we have Nigerian livestock sector promoting potential for feeding sector. It says a panel discussion bringing together leadership of various industry associations with a view on working together for industry goals. I'll call on some few eminent people that I think we do some chairs. Okay, thank you very much. To be getting ready is the pan-national president, the ASAN national president, the president FIFA, and also the MD Catalyst Group. Okay, the chairs are ready now. Can I call on Iche Sonia Zibira? A round of applause for the pan-national president. Please come on stage. And I have a very practical person, the president of ASAN, in the person of Chief Raymond Isidenaso, the chairman mid-century. Please come on board, sir. A round of applause for Chief Raymond, despite his tax schedule is here. I'm quickly going to call on my Oga here, Dr. Ayola Odunto. A round of applause for Dr. Odunto, a fine gentleman that works beside him. Thank you very much, sir. And the only lady on board, the MD Catalyst Group, Lady Tola Johnson. Dr. Lady Tola Johnson. Yeah, welcome. To do justice, please, is Mr. Felicio Adams Alabi. You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for your patience all along, and I want to thank the panelists who are already here to do justice to this discussion. I know several times many questions, the questions we are going to discuss today have been raised in different platforms. Again, we are here to discuss it again, maybe with some other perspective, and begins to put our hands together. Looking at what we discussed at the beginning, that this is a collaboration, this is coalition, and we want to see how we can pull together. And we have in the house today these gentlemen and ladies, or all gentlemen, that are heading industry associations that are very key, very relevant in our industry today. As my colleague introduced them, we have from the extreme far end, Chief Sunday Izibiora, the corporate Association of Nigerian National President, and next to him is Dr. Raymond Isiadizo, the President of Animal Science Association of Nigeria, and of course our own Dr. Tola Johnson, the MD of Catalyst Gold Agro Allied. And of course, my immediate right, Dr. Ayola Odunto, the President of Feed Industry Practitioners Association of Nigeria. So the topic before us today we are looking at is Nigerian livestock sector, promoting a potential fulfilling sector. We have had so many stories. We have had so many discussions that tell us that Nigeria is a great country. Oil and gas, great. The agriculture, great. People, great. People in Nigeria, people in diaspora, great. And we begin to ask ourselves, looking at the numbers, the figures that Dr. Michael David showed us, why are we not great in that aspect? What do we need to do to be great in that aspect? How do we ensure that our livestock industry, livestock sector becomes potential and is fulfilling its potential? That is the question we want to discuss, and I believe it's a simple job. It's the same question for everybody. Or let me say, I believe it's a simple discussion. It's the same question for everybody, and we just want to hear perspectives from PAN, from ASAN, from private sector. Dr. Ola Johnson, from FIPAD, Dr. Ayola Oduta. So I'm going to start from Dr. Raymond Izianizo. What's your perspective on this? What do we need to begin to do to make sure that the livestock sector is fulfilling its potential? Sir, let me just help a little. We have seen what West African countries do. We have seen what European countries do in terms of their population and in terms of their outputs. As far as poultry is concerned, as far as cattle is concerned, and all those things, what do you think we need to do? So we just want to, in 3 minutes, can you just share your perspective, sir? Thank you.
Thank you, Folusha Labi, moderator, and the regular person that is here present. I think, from the practical point of view, there is nothing others have been doing that we have not been doing. But if I say it loudly, there has been a distortion of functions of the three, I call it, shoulders that carry the livestock industry: the policy, the policy, which is the government, then the industry and the researchers. Now, the policy, like I have said oftentimes, looks very good, but they do not last, and they do not trickle down. The attendant challenges of what has been on the front burner is what we continue to experience reoccurring. These three particular groups that are expected to carry the industry are like playing games differently, not meeting at exit ends. What I mean at exit ends, the government meeting the research, the government industry meeting at the exit end in order to propel the industry. So you find out that the users or the end, the damage that is being done is being felt by the industry. And it is the growth of the industry that needs to be pointed to whatever that is the other two are doing. For instance, there is quite a lot of noise, a lot of activities, but the industry still remains very dwindled. Are you getting it? So, having said this, another one is a multiple subsidiaries, organizations here and there. And these organizations are not working in cohesion. And this cohesion is what is denying us of the statistics of growth. These organizations are like competition, that they are competing amongst themselves. Why there should have been an inclusive, statistically based growth. So if these statistics you bring, the other party brings, adding up at the exit end, we should be able to measure up that this is our growth. So you find out that from last year, whatever that throws itself up as our growth is not filtered and is not followed to see what today, this year is. So we keep on moving around like a crystal ball.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A round of applause for looking at if I can steal what you've said, sir. You highlighted something very crucial. No question.
No statistics.
No statistics. Playing games. Not meeting. Damage is affecting industry. So, challenges. I want to go to Chief Isabiola. Looking at the challenges that the President Hassan has mentioned, how do we begin to solve these challenges? Because without the challenge, without solving the challenges, we will remain at the roundabout, just study this out. So in your perspective, personally, as an industry actor, as the pan president, how do we move forward, solve these challenges, begin to talk, and how do we make sure that the poultry sector, as a subsector of the livestock sector, fulfill its potential? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, moderator, and my brothers and sisters here present. I will take it up from government angle. No industry in Nigeria, whether poultry or any other livestock, can do well without government providing security. A lot of farms has closed down because of insecurity. And hence the insecurity, the number of eggs or chicken coming out will continue to drop. And that affects the supply to the public. And the same insecurity causes shortage of raw material, which feed the industry used to produce feed for the poultry farmers. And that snowballed into what they reported as malnutrition, 25%. I took the word of the person that reported 51%, because if it is only, maybe they say 25 million. Even in the one zone alone, not alone, have more than 25 million people suffering from malnutrition. So by the time government sit up, and I'm happy that Madam from Ministry is here to deliver our message to government. By the time we get it right, people that abandon their farms will go back, the production will increase, and also let's look at the banking sector in Nigeria. Bank now collect 32%, 33% from loans. How can we survive as a nation where a farmer that is making 3% or 2% percentage in feed production or poultry survive with at something percent as bank interest? That's why many farms cannot increase their capacity. By the time government addresses security, address government policies of ourselves, address bank interest, and give incentive to farmers, because it is only in Nigeria that farmers subsidize their product, not like the same way other countries. So if we can achieve these 2 points, I think livestock in Nigeria will grow and fill the gap we are witnessing today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, from your discussion, you mentioned insecurity, cost of farm on the high side, policy solve assaults, and you mentioned the last one that I just want to get you right. Incentive for subsidy to farmers? Okay, very good. So I'm just looking at the body language of the government, whether I want to do anything subsidy. However, I think you have spoken right, sir, and thank you for those words. So, still on the issue of, these are all challenges. So, again, I come to you, sir, Dr. Ayola Uta. How do we begin? What else do we need to do, especially we on this divide? Of course, public, government, we cannot exclude government altogether, it's the same. What do we need to do to make sure that this industry, this sector,
fulfills its potential. We have the people, we have the number, we have the knowledge, so to say. You have excelled in what you do. How do we multiply that and tackle the problem, the challenges in this sector?
Thank you very much, Felicia. Thank you for inviting me for this great occasion. We all know everything. We attend several seminars and we hear basically similar things. So I will not claim to be able to give any information more than all of us know here. But I just want to highlight two things. One, we should go beyond electing people in government or appointing, for instance, ministers who think they need to come and dismantle what everybody has done before and start their own agenda. Agriculture, and I believe this loosely applies across board, should have an agenda that is set by a group of people like us, sitting down in a room for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. The more you sharpen the sword, the better it can cut. So let us spend time on setting that agenda. And then that agenda becomes the benchmark upon which the performance of anybody in a position of authority is measured. So during your 4 years or 8 years or whatever, there are 8, 10, 20 items on the agenda. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are supposed to be achieved during that period. And that becomes the basis. Because for those of us who are in this room, I can see a lot of my seniors here. We have been doing this for 30 years plus. And we have seen what should have been a straightforward journey from point A to point B have to go through many villages on the side in the, just for the reason of, So I would want to suggest that we start to define our progress on the basis of achievement on the agenda that has already been presented. The other thing I would like to mention is efficiency. We must make efficiency the basis for everything that we do, especially in agriculture. Efficiency in our land use, efficiency in our cultivation techniques, efficiency in the use of equipment. There's nothing that says the combine harvester from the US is the most efficient equipment for us to use here. But what is the most efficient option that we have? And is that what we're using? Thank you.
Thank you so much. A lot of applause for him for this contribution. Thank you so much. Hearing you well, you've said categorically that we need to set agenda when it becomes KPIs for people that comes into offices. Whether it is association level, whether it is political level, that we need to set KPIs now and measure associations and government by this. Very good. You have also mentioned efficiency in resource utilization. Whatever resource that we must make sure that we have efficiency in that usage. And where you started from is the fact that we need to appoint or elect people, individual, that will not come and destroy to start all over again. And I will not do abandoned projects, and so that we limit the number of abandoned projects and abandoned agenda, so to say. I think those are very, very good contributions. Thank you sincerely. I come to you, Dr. Tom. The question goes the same. Looking especially at, let's focus more on animal feed industry right now. How do we make sure that we fulfill our potential in this? We have a lot of feed milling companies, or let me say plants today in Nigeria, that the capacity utilization is not optimal. Either the large scale ones, the medium scale, or the low scale. Capacity utilization is poor. Also, we have farms that are moribund today, farms of 250,000 capacity that all the number of birds there may not be more than 50,000, 100,000, and so on and so forth. What do we need to do? When we have capacity not being fully utilized, definitely there is no way we can, meet up to our potential. In your perspective, how do we tackle that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, knowledge is power. With a lot of knowledge, you are able to take critical decisions. What is soya production in Nigeria? I think that should be the genesis. At least the data, yes, we are hearing we're doing 1.3 million, 2 million, and all that. But let's just give it at, let's say, 1.2 million tons per annum. Feed production is about 5.6 million tons per annum. We now go to what quantity of soybeans is required in the feed production. Let's say we need, for animal feed production alone, it is about 30%, thereabout. We'll say about 1.4 million metric tons of soybeans is what we require for just the animal feed alone. And remember, our annual production is 1.2 million. So there is already a deficiency with respect to our supply gap. And with all that, we still have to deal with exports. We can't say Nigeria shouldn't end foreign exchange. It's beautiful. We do need the foreign exchange. Dollar exchanging at 1,740 to a naira is basically not what will, improve or help us maximize the potential in the livestock sector. So with all this knowledge, there is no denying the fact that the critical problem, the critical challenge to livestock sector maximizing its potential is availability of raw materials. It's quite obvious. How do we then deal with all this? Dr. Luto talked about KPIs, creating agenda for whoever is going to be in government, capacity utilization. Beautiful. But how do we get there? How? Food security alone is already talking about you have to make it available. There has to be access. There has to be utilization. There has to be stability. Dr. Obiora has talked about inconsistency in government policies. So I think that's where we need to start from. We must become an advocate of our own agenda. How do we do that? That's basically one of the key reasons for this Soybean Stakeholders Coalition. And that's one of the reasons why we must all take the critical decision to make it work. Because that coalition must become a voice that must be heard in Nigeria because of the critical role we are playing in the lives of Nigeria. When I got appointed into the Soya Excellence Center Advisory Council, Dr. David is always saying, you know what, you guys are on the national assignment. And that rings a bell in my, I'm always thinking about that. Truly, yes, we're on the national assignment. You running your business, you are also on the national assignment. Why? What you're doing is what is going to mitigate protein deficiency in Nigeria. So we coming together, first of all, making up our minds, we're going to make this coalition work. How? When we come to you and say, please support this coalition with funds. Advocacy is not cheap. We keep talking about the Americans. How are they doing it? Whenever we go on these streets, how are they doing it? There is what is called the checkoff.
and everybody commits to it. We want to go on advocacy. We must be ready to support whether you are going to seek legal counsel or whatever, or even the people going up and down. It's not something you just decide to do. It's a marathon. So we must be ready to commit our funds to support. So when they say check off, don't hide your figures. Be committed to that check off. That's number one. Number two, administration of the check off. There has to be transparency. When there is transparency, it becomes very easy for people to say, you know what, I know what the money is being used for. When they broke it down for us during Soya Coalition last August, that part of the money goes into research, like Doctor said, research. The industry needs to know the right materials to plant, the right variety of soybeans. It needs money. So we must be committed to say, my check-off money, I'm going to commit to paying it. Those who are going to administer it must be ready to be transparent to ensure that everybody knows what is going on. The budget is adhered to, there is openness, there is audit trail. It might not be what we're used to in Nigeria, but we have to cultivate that culture. Imbibe it from the people we're seeing, where it's working. These are some things that can enable us really form the group, the strong force that can actually face government and say, you know what, we need you to make these policies stable. When we put together the agenda, yes, beautiful, but who is going to enforce that agenda? Until we become that strong voice, government will not take us serious. So it is very important that we take into consideration transparency, commitment, and also availability. You know, there was one summit that EcoBank organized, and somebody said something at that summit. And it's a key. It's a chain. Everybody playing a role within that chain. The cultivation of the land. We keep saying we have land in Nigeria. That land, when it is not cleared, it is dead capital. Until the land is cleared, it cannot be useful to the soybean farmer. And if it is not useful to the soybean farmer, the crop that should come to the industry will not come. So we all have to collaborate. Like I said in my goodwill message, let us look backwards. As we are looking ahead, we must also look backwards. The industry is more structured, is full of more people with more knowledge. The people at the back, they are not as knowledgeable. So let us ensure when you need to send your people on courses at Soya Excellence Center, please give them the time. Let them acquire the knowledge. When they acquire the knowledge, it's going to come back to you. Yes, soya agronomy is no longer part of what SEC is doing. But if industry is being told, let us come together and support that, the amount of money required to make sure soya agronomy stays. Please let us do it. And I believe that, I can keep talking and go on. But I believe with all this, we definitely will be able to maximize the potential within the livestock sector.
All right, thank you so much, Father. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I think I heard somebody say we give you money. I think I heard something like that. All right, I want to say a big thank you to every panelist for your contribution. I have some repertoire in the house that are helping me to jot down all these things. And we are going to put it together as a document and we share it with everyone and get it back, of course, to everybody here who is leading one association or the other. I can tell you that we have discussed in total in this place, and what is needed to be done now is to be at work. The Nigerian Soybean Stakeholder Coalition will set out 7 agenda where the chairman talked about in his presentation. And just like what Dr. Oduso said, we want to ensure that we begin to follow and look at those agendas one after the other and measure ourselves on how we are progressing in the achievement of those agendas. I want to thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your contribution, and for the whole house, thank you so much, and God bless. round of applause for them, please. All right, thank you. We are getting to we are getting to the end gradually. Right now, we are having a one-man presentation, and before we go to the next lecture, we are having a one-man presentation, which is very key at this moment. I want to call on Chief Eshiet. It's time for the conversation continues by Grand Believer. I want us to sit down and enjoy this one-man presentation. It is insightful, and I believe that we are going to love it. We are going to enjoy it. I have this gentleman in my right side. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Are you using the app phone or this phone? Oh, yes. All right, thank you. What's the name?
Victor, sir.
Mr. Victor. Yes, sir. Thank you. A round of applause for Mr. Victor.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is NSC Victor Icha. This young man is from Kogi State, and he's a content creator, a poet, and also a tech pro. I don't know which one the three of them could like, but here I am. And I just want to say that I'm delighted to be here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure you're wondering what exactly am I doing here, but I'm just here to tell you all the story. A story about a young boy who had a baby. Not just one about Soy, but trust me, this tale is as old as that of your head, or can travel through time and distance to make your future a reality. Imagine a Nigerian society where swimming is not just for the elite, not just the statistics in the report, but on the table of the layman. When families gather and smiles light up from the aroma of dishes crafted from that tiny seed. Let me engage our imaginations a bit. Picture this: soy milk, creamy and rich, poured over morning bowls of oats, giving strength to start the day. Tofu, soft and tender, grilled to perfection, a dish full of flavor and pride. Or maybe it's a soybean cake, popularly known as akara. Crispy, golden brown, a bite-sized piece of joy, nourishing both the soul and the mind. Soybean oil sizzling in pans, frying up meals that fill the air with hope. Soups enriched with soy protein, thick and healthy, nourishing families from villages to cities. In every home, soybean can become part of the story. In bread, in snacks, in sauces that we pour over our rice, over our yam, in protein-rich meals that feed our future, bridging the gap between hunger and health. And as we walk this journey with the NSSC, we don't just grow crops. We're growing moments, we're growing smiles at the dining table, laughter in the kitchen, strength in our communities. We grow a future where soybean nourishes not only industries, but every single Nigerian. From the grassroots to the city lights, from the layman to the leader, the potential is endless. The power is in our hands. Let's sow the seeds of tomorrow together. This is a call to action. To unite, to empower, to sow the seeds of change. From the local communities to the global partners, from the farmers to the entrepreneur. With the NSSC leading this charge, we can turn this potential into power. Let's turn this tiny seed into Nigeria's greatest story. The time is now. The seed is planted. The future is in your hands. Together, we grow. together with pride. Thank you very much.
Now, supporting smallholder farmers initiative. Continue provision of access to training programs. A round of applause again for USAID, for Soya Coalition. They have been doing it, and they are doing it seriously. And it addresses all the areas of poultry management, agriculture management, agronomy, just for present is top agronomy. Then feed mill. Then this is the statistics of what they have done so far. 2,700 have been trained. 1.28 events have been organized on poultry, 7 on agronomy, 9 on agriculture, 9 on feed mill. And the total 54 events, and 2,703 to be precise, are the number of people they have trained in Nigeria. Policy advocacy for poultry sector, ensuring the pledging of government incentives such as subsidies for local poultry farmers. With the madam, you are welcome on board. This is takeaway. We are expecting action on this. Please help us tell the Honorable Minister that this is what we expect. Is loud. Now, fostering collaboration among stakeholders, public to private, should be encouraged, cooperative formation should be encouraged, resource sharing should be encouraged, expert engagement should be encouraged, then joint campaigns should be encouraged. Monitoring them, they have to put monitoring and evaluation system. They have to develop it. There must be data collection. Implement regular surveys to gather data on production, consumption patterns, and market prices. Somebody, it was a Dr. Isadesu that was talking about statistics. Let us start from here. Let's engage in data collection and let us develop performance indicators, clear KPIs to measure the growth of production. The feedback mechanism, the channels of stakeholders to provide feedback on implemented strategies and continuous improvement. Data, what the method are going to use? Define objectives. We have to define objectives. We have to select the methods. We have to identify the source of our information. And that is why we are going to the gap analysis will bring about some information, some revelation that will need to revolution our industry. So please fasten your seatbelt. We will be closing at 7,000 feet above the sea. So, now, let's talk about the current state of consumption. Per capita, egg consumption 70. Global is 160 to 200. Annual production in Nigeria 650,000 metric tons. That's about 10 billion eggs. I'm only 23 days, and we have about 180 million birds in Nigeria. The growing demand for 2020, 230 million people in Nigeria, there will be increase in demand for eggs. Nutritional awareness, limited awareness, as I've been said here, of eggs' nutritional benefits is affects consumption rates. The production capacity, 650 metric tons, is insufficient to meet future demands. Import pillars, limited local production leads to the loss of egg imports, especially importation of egg powder. I'm going to share with us the analysis, the impact of the egg powder that disclaims certainty as our per capita consumption of eggs in Nigeria. Market access. Small egg producers represent about 70 to 80% of Nigerian poultry industry. They face challenges in accessing profitable market. Current state of chicken consumption. Annual chicken consumption is only 2.5 kg per person. Whereas Africa's average is 6.2 kg. Domestic production is 300,000 metric tons poultry meat. Import dependence, you have about 1 million metric tons that are smuggled through Niger Republic, Cotonou, Cameroon. Rising demand, increasing rising consumer demand is challenging current production levels, which is estimated at 30%. Desired state of egg consumption by 2030. Okay. Increase per capita consumption of 100 eggs. Let us even move from 70 to 100. You are going to see the impact and the effect on soya bean consumption. Now, that's the calculation. Quantity of FPM in an egg is 30 grams. Egg per capita consumption is 70. Quantity of FPM consumed per person per annum is 2,100 grams. Projected by 2030, quantity of FPM in an egg, which is still 30 grams, if the consumption grows to 100, then it's going to be 3,000 grams per person. There's a graph of 900. That means the increase in FPM required by 2030 will be 42%. It's huge. Baba was just talking about local production that is exported. How will our chicken feed? We must find solutions. Dr. Bajon said there must be raw material to feed the chicken. Whichever way, whether importation or anything, it must be done. Now, desired state of chicken consumption, increase production, enhance quality, expand market access. I have to rush this because I have a lot of slides, I have a lot of information here. Consumer education, we have heard about that. Subsidizing with Dr. Obiora mentioned, Obiora just mentioned that here now. Boost local production, local demand, because the smuggled chicken are not healthy. So there must be local demand. We must encourage it. Cooperative societies must be developed, must encouraged. Then utility, that is possession utility. There are three types of utility. There's price utility, there's productive, there's base utility, and there's possessive utility. Of all the things are eggs that are produced that people cannot access. It will end up being perished, destroyed. Then when the calculation, quantity of FPM in 1 kilo chicken is 1.8 kilo. Poultry meat per capita is 2.5 kilo. Quantity of FPM consumed per person per annum is 4.5 kilo. Projected by 2030, see 1 kilo chicken, we will need 1.8 kilos soya bean meal. Then, if there's only 1 kg increase in the consumption, it moves from 2.5 to 3.5. Then the quantity of FPM consumed per person per annum is 6.3 kilo, versus 1.8. That will bring increase of 40% in soya requirement. So there's potential for soya farmers, Chibwala. There's potential. There's demand for what you are producing. Identify gaps in egg production capacity. This 20 billion is insufficient by 2030. Poor infrastructure, bad growth, asset distribution network, which prevent efficient supply and contribute to losses. Consumer awareness, low awareness, market access, rural poultry producers face challenges in accessing markets. Gaps in chicken production, steam production capacity is a challenge, market access is a challenge, price stability is a challenge, dependency on imports is another challenge, consumer education is a challenge. Dr. Michael mentioned that about consumer education, and many other speakers here talk about that. The government support, the panel session mentioned it, limited policies then consumer awareness, nutritional benefits, is there a gap? People are not aware of the benefit of eating eggs. I saw that we have the medical, the NMA medical director was a medical. He couldn't make it. Can you imagine the president of NMA holding one egg like this? I said, an egg for you is good for you per day. Can you imagine how impactful that would be? Or NAFDAC, DG holding egg like this? It goes a long way. So there's a lot of quality, price awareness, consumer pattern. Existing consumption habits do not reflect optimal data needs. For culinary uses, consumers are aware of diverse ways to incorporate eggs. There's egg drink, egovin. People they are drinking egg. There's egovin drink from eggs. There are so many ways you can use eggs, but we are not aware of that. So we only believe that you are eating old egg or use it as omelette or anything. No. The cakes you are eating, there's a lot of eggs here. All these pastries, eggs. Every supermarket that have bakery, they are not using your eggs, they are using egg powder. It's egg powder they are using. Sustainable use issues. Low awareness regarding the environmental impact of poultry farming. FBC, I don't mention about the medical doctor, NAFDAC officials. Then, gas in market analysis, poor infrastructure, access to markets, consumer awareness, limited cold chain, rising food penetrations, government support again, rural connectivity, market linkage. The gaps in government policies, limited support, government regulation, I don't know about policies, access challenges, subsidy gaps, training limitations, policy awareness, investment gaps. Factors contributing to these gaps. I purposely highlighted the awareness and education because that is controllable and specific to this gathering, to NSSC. Otherwise, you don't have control. Government doesn't control government. Farmers are here. It's only when there's problem that they gather together. Awareness and education, which you said, a round of applause for you said, 2,000, we are going to see the message over 3,000 document mentioned have been trained since 2020. Awareness and education, what is the issue? The issue is low awareness. And that's why we are here. What is the impact on consumption? It reduces consumption. Target solution, educational campaigns. Current state, insufficient information. Proposed change, increased education effort. That will increase education effort. USEC, round of applause for USEC. They are doing that directly. Write the whole thing. Dr. Michael mentioned it. It's part of their effort. Awareness on education gaps. Problem is low consumer awareness about nutritional benefits. What is solution? Implement educational campaigns on nutritional advantages. Benefits, increase consumption and improve public health. Let's move savings from 70 to 100. Let's move from 2.5 kilo chicken to 3.5 kilo chicken. It's going to boost our economy. Recommendation to close the gaps. Improve production. Adopt modern farming techniques and technology to increase egg and chicken production efficiency. Strengthen awareness. Launch a general campaign promoting nutritional benefits. Then enhance infrastructure. Enhancing production techniques. Modern breeding. Biosecurity measures. Nutritional optimization. Farm automation. Training program. Dr. Michael talked about the curriculum in Soya Coalition Center. Everything here are part of the curriculum. Developed by Kansas State University, domesticated by Nigerians. When more, this is the recovery. We are not over now. We are now recovering. Educational campaigns, implement programs in schools to promote nutritional benefits. Dr. Michael mentioned that. Cooking demonstration. Conduct events showcasing diverse recipes using eggs and chicken. Social media outreach. Utilize the platform to share informative content. Influencer marketing. Engage local influencers like NAFDAC DG, NMAD president to promote awareness on eggs and chicken. The community workshop. Organize sessions to educate families on incorporating poultry in diets. Promotional materials, distribute brochures and flyers, highlighting the benefits of locally produced chicken. Still on way forward, high cost of production. Farmers should buy right quality, in right quantity, at the right price, from the right source at the right time. Presentation of eggs. Eggs should be presented to the market as products, not as commodities. When you don't brand your eggs, when you don't package your eggs, when you don't label it, it's a commodity. It's a commodity. So present as a product. Can you imagine Packaging eggs, when they package Coca-Cola, when they package all these FMCG products. That's what I'm not saying. And eggs is an impulse food. Nobody goes out and says, I'm going to shop for egg. They don't go out to shop for eggs. It's only when you see that you buy it. Egg chicken promo by producers. Use of eggs and chicken in social functions and as souvenirs. Farmers are enemies of their businesses. You are burying your 120-year-old man, woman man. You are buying cow. He's cow your business. Then you give them chicken in that way. You are promoting the you are promoting your business. The estate where you are staying, you are telling people chicken is poisonous. That's the meaning. Why can you leave your own product and be marketing other people's products? You understand? One day parties, you see them. Even when they are giving souvenirs, there's a big budget for plastic baby material. Dr. Luther, when he celebrated his birthday, I went home with chicken, frozen chicken, and packages for 1 week. That's what we're eating. That's what we're eating. So why can't farmers give eggs and ceremonies? Van development. Van means value addition network. Sales of eggs and chicken on B2B, B2C, C2C, B2G, and G2G. B2C is business to business. You sell it to supply. Your company selling to start is B2B. B2C is when you are selling to those women that are coming to your farm. That's B2C. C2C is when you have a distributor selling your product. That's C2C. B2D is when you are selling to state government. And G2G is when your local government is selling to federal government. So we must ensure that this product grow through the valuation network. Reach out to the children. Donation of eggs for children of schools. Until there's egg loss. You don't remember giving children eggs. Until there's egg loss. Our children made to eat rotten eggs. Seek for NMA endorsement. Medical endorsement is doctor, medical doctor. Let them endorse it. Let farmers. In fact, I don't expect the NMA president to buy an egg again in his life. Let farmers want to give me eggs. Now bring him out. Since I've been eating our eggs. Did anybody die in the family? They say no. That means egg is good for the body. As simple as that. Then, when go, this is the joint. Let me, before I go to this analysis. This analysis, let me quickly run through it. Joint demand promotion. Region with companies producing noodles. Bluefield. Egg and chicken goes noodles. They are the one promoting your product. Farmers have not supported them. Let us support them. The relationship with conventionals. All these the people that are the caterers, the QSRs, these are our target market. Relationship with Orekas. Orekas means hotel, restaurant, canteen, and supermarkets. We must relate with them. Help powder machine, that's another problem which I'm going to analyze now. Now, quality and control assurance. Production of exportable quality eggs. Why can't we produce eggs that are exportable to Ghana, not to Europe, but to Ghana, to Sierra Leone? Because why? Also, so much antibiotics we are using to destroy the system of the chicken. So they say your eggs are not exportable. Government policies, lobby government. We need to lobby government. They just finished their stakeholder meeting in Abuja. Government must be lobbied. It's not a matter of it's not optional, it's must. Lobby, state, federal, local, state level, we must lobby them. Now, the impact of imported egg powder in Nigeria per capita is a very solid case. And this is what disproves the 70 egg per capita consumption in Nigeria. 100% is not the 1 kilo old egg. These are very famous on the internet. I'm not cooking figures here. 1 egg equals 9 to 10 grams powder. The water content in 1 egg is 75 to 80%. Annual import of egg powder, average is now at $50 million. Last year, Google it, is $1 billion of egg powder imported to this country. And what that is the annual production of the Arab is 12 billion eggs. Already 12 billion eggs. What is the cost per ton of egg powder? $5,000 to $6,000. Total import is 950 divided by 5,000. Now that means 190,000 metric tons of egg powder were imported to Nigeria. We got more than that was imported last year. I just took average figures. Now, so 190,000 metric tons means 190 million kilograms. And that means 19 billion eggs to food, only food and beverage, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, and personal care industries. Now, per capita consumption based on egg powder. 12 billion eggs is what we produce. Our per capita consumption is 70 eggs per person per year. The 19 billion eggs that came through egg powder will give us 70 times 19 divided by 12. That means 110 eggs. The biscuit you are eating. The imported any product that are produced using egg powder has increased our per capita consumption to 110 eggs per person per year. Unfortunately, it's not counted for us because they are not producing again. Is counted for countries like the USA, European Union, Netherlands, France, and Germany, India, Brazil, China. Last year alone, 30% of this share were imported from USA, 25% from EU, 15% from Brazil, 20% from India, 15% from Brazil, 10% from China. So the share of this foreign exchange that went to USA on the egg powder is 285 million. To EU is 238 million. To India is 180 million. To Brazil, $143 million. Then China, 95 million. Unfortunately, the per capita consumption in the US is 290. That means part of what we suppose for people to account for is counted for them. To EU, 210. To India, 80. To Brazil, 250. To China, 300. There's a huge gap. Huge gap that moves with 3 years. And that's when we are able to address this availability of soil. Whether it's going to be locally produced or imported, I care less. We are here to possess our possession, and we must possess it. We must possess it. All these are not counted. This is not counted for us. It's counted for them. What is the formula for per capita consumption? It's total number of eggs consumed by consuming population, very by consuming population. The eggs that are consumed are not produced in Nigeria, so it's counted for them there. We have to possess our possession. Chairman, sir, I'm charging us to take charge. So this is a charge to the executive team, to everybody that this is our own. We must not allow it to go. We must stop. We must stop. Thank you very much. So we will see. What is the implication of this? Quantity of SPM in 1 egg is 30 grams. The quantity of egg required to produce egg powder imported into Nigeria is 19 billion times 30 grams, which is 570,000 metric tons. That's 19 shipload of 30,000 each. That is what we have imported without knowing, because of their powder. That's what they have imported without knowing. Or if they are going to give the soya bean seed, it's different. Because I process soya beans, and I know that if the solvent is extracted, then you of 80% yield. I'm now using 80% yield. Now, if it is seed that we are consuming now, is 712,500 metric tons, which is 23 shiploads that have imported without knowing. We have just imported without knowing. So this is This is a serious matter which we need to address. Yes? Now, supporting smallholder farmers initiative. Consider the source of our information. Gather the data, analyze the data, then validate findings and report results. How are we going to sustain this? Evaluating performance for strategies. Assess implementation, measure impact. We have to measure impact. Then identify the gaps and adjust strategies. Conclusion and strategic insights. Production capacity enhancement is advocated. Consumer awareness campaign is needed. Improvement of infrastructures is required. Support for smallholders is needed. Summary of key recommendations to boost production. We are talking of you can in French they say in Latin say nemoda canonabet. You can give what you don't have. We are talking of Wakala. It's only eggs that's available that people are going to buy. It's only thing that's available that people are going to buy. We don't have people cannot die of hunger. Having no malnutrition. People cannot wait for your chicken that has not come. No. So improve infrastructure, enhance awareness, support farmers, advocate policies, foster partnership. Thank you for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get our hands together once more for Dr. Francis Tulumade? This is one presentation. I'm tempted to say any question. All right. Thank you so much. I think those are punchy. Those are very insightful. Like you mentioned, revelation, discovery. And if we must really move forward, we need to sit down with those data. From my training or from my background in the business was from the UAC Nigeria, we say figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. So we need to look at those figures and begins to reflect on them and see what we need to do to turn the corner. Thank you once more, Dr. Francis Tulumade, and thank you all for listening. Before we wrap up for this evening or for this afternoon, we've talked about collaboration and no competition. In the spirit of collaboration, we just want to hear the video right now, and I believe some of us will know about what the video is talking about. But when we listen to it, then again, I'll just after then invite Dr. Leka Odusi to just give us a 2 minutes talk about that. All right.
Get ready for the Nigeria Poultry Show 2024. Coming up on the 5th to 7th of November, our focus is adapting to economic realities with innovative approaches to poultry production and meet raw material deficit. Join us at the Green Legacy Resort, Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library Complex, Abeokuta, Ogun State. This is your chance to explore continent exhibition, attend insightful seminars, and participate in technical and syndicate sessions with successful individuals in poultry farming business, both home and abroad. Don't miss our prestigious recognition and award night, celebrating excellence in the poultry sector. Secure your spot now. Visit www.nigeriapoultryshow.com to register. You can also register physically at the venue on the event day. For more information, please call 083-575-8896 or 083-331-7177. Together, let's shape the future of poultry in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Like Joshua just told me well, that there's going to be collaboration between USAID and the Nigerian Poultry Show, and this has come to actually prove that. So thank you for allowing us to air, these are our adverts. Well, as we all know, It's the largest gathering of poultry farmers, in one center in Nigeria. And maybe by extension, in South-West Africa. So we are inviting all from, I believe that if not 90% of us here already have our invitations, and I know that a number of us have already booked our booths, and some are even customizing their codes. So we want to come together, to look at the events and also look at possibility of changing the paradigm of our industry. It is because we believe that, a change is possible. So that is why we have continuously engaged farmers, and this show, some years back, it was agreed that the Southwestern states should come together and then put their energy together, to present this show. So we are all welcome, from next week, just how many days from now? About 6 or 7 days from now, we are all welcome to Abeokuta. It's a very good state where all of us, you have peace of mind the moment you are entering Abeokuta. And with all the people that are going to be showcasing their products and their presentations, I believe that you will have a swell time. And something definitely will come up that will help us to change the narrative in the Nigerian poultry industry. So thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Lekan Odosi. He said Abeokuta is a beautiful place. When you enter, you need to have peace of mind. So let's taste and see. I can testify to that anyway. All right, I want to say thank you to everybody. It's been a lot of dialogue here, a lot of points, a lot of highlights, insight into where we are coming from and what we need to do. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, Africa goes as Nigeria goes. So we need to stay the course. We need the conversation to continue. Somebody accosted me outside California and asked, after this inauguration, what next? And we were discussing that, and I say, of course, we have the 7-point agenda. We are going to make sure that we follow, we pursue those agenda, and that is what next. That is what next. Activities, lobbying. Somebody mentioned lobbying the government. Those are part of what next. So I want to encourage everybody to please, let's stay the course on everything that we've discussed today, especially when it comes to protein consumption, production. Let the conversation continue. And what we are doing today, like we mentioned, that we are making history. Somebody said the greatest men of the earth are the people that plant trees that will provide shade, that they will not enjoy the shade forever. That means today we are doing something. We are planting trees that will provide shade, that not only we, this our generation, will enjoy the shade, but the generation to come will come to enjoy this shade. So please, let's take the course and let the conversation continue. Until on that note, I want to invite Dr. Tola Johnson to give us closing remarks and vote of thanks and closing remarks, and that comes at that place of end the inauguration event of Nigerian Soya. Dr. Tola Johnson, thank you.
I guess everything has been well said, everything has been well received. I think the takeaway from here today will be the word collaboration. And I think everybody here, we all agree that we need to collaborate. This industry cannot operate in isolation. It cannot succeed based on your own individual operations alone. There is need for us to unite. And that unity is the reason why this coalition is called a coalition, to bring all of us together, all the stakeholders. So what next? What are we going to be doing right after this time? First of all, we're going to come to
each of you. Yes, we've not really discussed this into details, but we're taking, like I said during the panel discussion, we're taking a cue from people who have done it and have done it well. We're going to take a cue from them. There is need for us to be committed. Committed not just with words, we need to be committed with funds so that this coalition can fulfill its agenda. One of the key things from what everybody has said is about stability of the policy. There is need for that. And we cannot achieve policy stability without us advocating, without us going to government. So that is one key thing that we need to take away from here. Make up your mind. Like it was mentioned, right to protect. Being decided, you know what, don't do it alone. We will collaborate with you. Let us all imbibe that mindset of let us build together. That mindset of let us rise, let us build together. And once we have that mindset and we begin to commit to it, both financially and otherwise, I believe strongly the livestock industry will be able to fulfill its potential. We will be able to influence government. We can. And I know you and I, we can all do it together and influence government. Once we're able to achieve that, that's the foundation. Thereafter, knowledge. We have so many platforms now available. Soya Excellence Center is available for us to send our people. Make up your mind. In your organization, key people who need to make decisions, they need to get the appropriate knowledge. So that when they come back, Dr. Duto was talking about improving the efficiencies. They can come back with knowledge that will enable the system to run effectively and efficiently. That definitely will have an impact on the business. So that's another takeaway something we need to take away from here. Again, we have to thank USEC, we have to thank Coalition. He's been fantastic. Please let's give Coalition a round of applause. You know, it's not just about us talking. We started talking last year, but thank God, talk has now become reality. Reality that every one of us must rise to the occasion. If we need to put together a fund that will enable this industry to actually have access to cheaper funds, I think that's something else we need to look at. So that there will be funds that we can use, that organizations can have access to cheaper money. That's something that we need to begin to look at. So that when we say, let us come, bring your own strength, we can put all the strengths together and get access to the kind of cheap funds that will enable our industry to run better. Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for creating time to come. Thank you for the invite that you didn't look down on. You are all very busy people and we do appreciate it. You said, thank you, US Soil, thank you. Please let's thank US Soil. US Soil, Jim Sauter, we thank you. Kevin Lopke, we thank you that we just mentioned it. And as soon as we mention, you take action. Thank you very much. It's not just about US Soil, it's about our industry. Please don't let's look at it that, oh, they want to sell soybeans is the reason why they are doing this. No, they are thinking more about humanity, which you and I will contribute to. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you. Have a good time. I will pray for an improved industry. Thank you.
All right, what a good note to end it today. Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson, for that closing remarks. Yes, in the course of the discussion, especially the last presentation, we had a presentation on egg and chicken consumption. The matter of the discussion about soybean is global. It's not restricted to poultry, but today we just want to present soybean as a reliable source of nutrition and energy. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. We have come to the end of this program today, and now we can find out to take some. For lunch? Yes, yeah, it is time for lunch. Please, we have been given some little souvenir. Thank you.
Dr. for representing the PAMSEC. You are most welcome. Thank you, everybody. God bless you, and see you sometime later.